This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Vargas.
And along with Josh Stone, who's in for John Scalzi, I'm Don Brennan. And yes, thank you for joining on Wednesday. I thought it was Tuesday for a second. Wow.
Got me sweating there for a second. Yeah, we're halfway there, and then one step closer to fall.
Exactly.
But it's not feeling like fall.
Not really, especially with a heat index or a feel-like temperature of 100 degrees. Yeah,
it definitely felt like that yesterday.
But it was. I mean, we topped out once again above average in the low 90s. Our average is 89. So it looks like we're going to continue this trend. We do have an onshore flow, a westerly wind, and that just makes things feel more muggy out there. Right now it's 78 in Sarasota, 77 in Venice, 77 in Northport. A little further inland around Lake Placid and Sebring, we have cooler temperatures, if you like to say that, in the mid-70s at this hour. As far as radar goes, not much going on. We do have it on clear air mode, so we're picking up all sorts of different things like insects or just buildings, but really nothing is happening. It looks like more shower development will take place inland as we go through the latter part of the afternoon. And we'll break down the tropics for you. There's some activity out there coming up in just a little bit.
Don't say that. No activity in the tropics. Now, topping our news this morning, a developing story overnight out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Violent protests are continuing following a police-involved shooting of an armed black man yesterday.
Now more than a dozen police officers have been hurt, and protesters smashed police cruisers and blocked traffic on Interstate 85. Some were seen looting items from the back of tractor trailers and setting them on fire. ABC's Candace Gibson has the latest.
Chaos in Charlotte.
Hands up, don't shoot!
Overnight, protesters hitting the streets, clashing with police in riot gear, and damaging several vehicles in widespread demonstrations lasting at least 5 hours. Dozens of protesters then converging on a major highway, blocking traffic and surrounding several 18-wheelers, pulling out the contents and setting them on fire.
The trailer. No, they on the back of the trailer as we speak right now.
A television news crew retreating from the scene after demonstrators started rocking their news van and smashing a window. The crowd started gathering after police shot a black man, 43-year-old Keith Scott, yesterday afternoon. The officer, who was also black, says Scott got out of his car holding a firearm and posed a threat.
At this point, all we know is they're in the apartment complex parking lot, and this subject gets out with a weapon. They engage him, and one of the officers felt a lethal threat and fired his weapon because of that.
Investigators say they recovered the weapon that Scott was carrying, but the man's family says he was disabled, was holding a book, not a gun, and was reading. This morning, the mayor of Charlotte pleading for calm and promising answers. Candace Gibson, ABC News, New York.
Back here in Florida, Mosaic is now apologizing for the sinkhole that spilled 2 million gallons of toxic wastewater into its water supply source for millions of Floridians. The company's senior vice president of phosphates made this apology at the Polk County Commission meeting. And Mosaic officials say they did immediately notify the EPA and DEP, as well as commissioners, when the incident first happened 3 weeks ago. The company maintains that this is not a threat to public health. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection reiterates the affected water has been contained, but out of an abundance of caution, testing will continue. Mosaic is offering free well testing to those who are concerned about their water. An expansion application for Mosaic's Wingate phosphate mining site has some Manatee County residents concerned as well, especially in light of this sinkhole incident in Mulberry. Many of the residents use well water from their properties and are concerned about contamination.
Well, you're cooking with it, you're cleaning with it, you're bathing with it. It's a natural resource that you use. Yeah. And they shouldn't be allowed to tamper with a natural resource that's taken for granted for people who live on wells.
Mosaic did respond in a statement provided to ABC7 and assured the residents who live near the site that their water remains safe. As for the application to expand, a meeting on the issue has been moved from this month to January.
A trial is underway in Sarasota for a mother accused of trying to murder her 6-year-old daughter. 31-year-old Ashley Parker is facing charges for attempted murder, cruelty to a child, and resisting an officer with violence. In June 2015, Parker's parents found their granddaughter wrapped up in a blanket with stab wounds to her stomach and leg at her home on Leon Avenue. Her parents say Parker looked off-kilter and was afraid to go outside, and her defense attorney added that she has a history of mental illness. In Sarasota, city and county officials went to the state capitol in an effort to fix the problem of homelessness on the Suncoast. The Kearney Center for Comprehensive Emergency Services is a facility built from a public-private partnership. Staff at the Kearney Center spoke to Sarasota city officials about successfully helping the homeless with a dignified approach. The center's founder believes their success can be duplicated in Sarasota.
We've created a safe, respectful environment. It's healthy. There's no bed bugs. There's no communicable diseases. There's nobody with knives and guns. There's no fighting at night.
We're at a point now where we really need to do something, but we need to have a good plan.
Now, some county and city leaders recently visited that shelter in Tallahassee, and another visit is planned in the coming months.
Yeah, the homeless issue has been a big debate in our area, a hot topic, and especially within the city and the county. Yeah. So another one that has been a pretty hot topic and controversial is Thunder by the Bay. And this event, we're now learning, will actually be leaving Sarasota entirely, even after talks of relocating to Payne Park.
And the annual Biker Fest and fundraiser announced that it's moving its 19th annual event outside the city limits. ABC 7's Ray Collins has that story.
For 18 years, Thunder by the Bay has revved up downtown with this annual weekend party along Main Street. Event organizers say last year alone drew 90,000 people and caused a financial impact of $9 million for the area, as well as money going back to Suncoast Charities for Children. So why move? Well, the press release says in part the decision was prompted by the city's position to substantially increase fees and charges. And it wasn't just that.
We wanted to look at everything: location, growth, fees of all sorts that it takes to put on an event, and that all went into consideration when we made our decision.
So in a few months, Thunder by the Bay will move their 19th annual to the premier sports campus in Lakewood Ranch with a Friday night block party in Gulfgate. And while some downtown merchants and residents are glad to see the festival move, saying it caused more hassle than it was worth, others are unhappy.
It's been here around for a long time. It gives a lot of these merchants free advertising.
I'm extremely disappointed. It's unfortunate because downtown Sarasota is going to lose tens of thousands of dollars in revenue that Thunder by the Bay brought in.
Ron Soto is president of the Downtown Merchants Association.
We've lost the Chalk Festival. Now we're losing Thunder by the Bay. We're losing all the really ones that bring hundreds of thousands of people downtown. And the whole idea of our Merchants Association is to bring people downtown.
City Manager Tom Barwin wasn't available for an on-camera interview, but he did send us 2 emails about Thunder by the Bay moving out of Sarasota. As for Nicondri's press release that blamed the increased fees for the decision, Barwin said Thunder by the Bay's idea to go to Payne Park this year would have been a much larger footprint and use of public property, and therefore would have cost twice as much, or nearly $5,000. Barwin also pointed out the city paid $46,000 last year in police overtime, which the city covered.
Thunder by the Ranch.
Rockin' and riding out at the ranch, but we'll still call it Thunder by the Bay.
So the 19th annual event runs from January 5th to the 8th. In the newsroom, Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Ray. A main evacuation route on the Suncoast could soon get a makeover. The 2-lane River Road in Venice is littered with potholes and patches. Now a developer building a huge subdivision nearby is offering to put up at least $20 million of its own money to expand it from US 41 to West Villages Parkway, as well as widen the road to 4 lanes.
Began a discussion. County staff said, you know, and kind of almost a joke, would you be willing to consider maybe widening a section? And we talked about it as a developer and said, you know, it's probably the right thing to step forward and see if we can make that happen.
Work to widen River Road could still be years out. West Villages is now looking into which contractors will do the work.
The search for the next superintendent of Sarasota County Schools is now down to 4. That includes Todd Bowen, who already works in the district as the executive director of career, technical, and adult education. The other 3 are all out of the district but have experience in Florida. The candidates will be in Sarasota in October to meet with school board members, be interviewed, and tour the district and community. The new superintendent is expected to be introduced on the 18th of October. They'll succeed Lori White, who is set to retire in February. And the State College of Florida, Sarasota Manatee has set its goals for the 2016-2017 school year. The college's Board of Trustees has approved President Carol Probstfeld's plans. They include securing $600,000 in funding towards a new library, learning center, 3 new academic programs with local educational partners, and upgrading the college's wireless system. They hope to meet those goals by next June. And there's still a few hours left to be part of the 2016 Giving Challenge, about 7 hours at this point.
Yeah, it ends at noon today, but this annual fundraiser is on track to beat last year's record-breaking numbers. So far, more than 44,000 donations have been sent in for a total of over $4 million. The donations help support 500 or over 500 nonprofit groups in Sarasota, Manatee, Charlotte, and DeSoto counties. Last year, the challenge raised $7 million and has raised $15 million since it started in 2012. This year's challenge will wrap up again, as we said, today at noon. And some organizations are holding special events as part of the challenge to invite in new donors and get some more money. Last night, Honor Animal Rescue held a canine karaoke at the Polo Grill and Lakewood Ranch. You see us there with some puppies on hand, too, to adopt. Stephanie Roberts was singing some karaoke, and so was I. We were the honorary MCs and had a little fun on the mic. Honor is number 2 on the leaderboard right now, and their goal is to raise $200,000. Beat last year for their animal rescue nonprofit. So we had a lot of fun. You know, it was late last night, so I didn't get all the video and pictures in yet. So that's just a little tease of what we've got.
I still need an explanation. I think everybody does. What exactly is canine karaoke? Are the dogs up there singing?
The dogs weren't singing.
Mimicking the dogs? What are you doing?
It was karaoke, but they did a play on words. Canine, get it?
Yeah.
Canine karaoke, and there were puppies on hand. So there you go. And I almost came away with one last night, which would have not been good for me.
Oh,
I've been
but
wanting
if you sang
one.
the best song, did you get a
You didn't get a puppy,
oh.
but it was just for fun, and we raised a lot of money. So thank you to everybody who came out.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we got some good news. If you're looking to hit some local museums this weekend, you could end up saving some money.
Oh, that sounds good. I always like to save money. As part of the Smithsonian Magazine's National Museum Day, 3 museums on the Suncoast will be offering free admission. They include the Ringling Museum in Sarasota, South Florida Museum in Bradenton, and historic Spanish Point in Osprey. Now, the entrance into the Cottazon Mansion at the Ringling Museum is not included in that free admission, and tickets will need to be purchased separately for that. To participate, you can enter your name and email at smithsonianmag.com to receive a voucher for free admission for 2 people at the museums.
That's a lot of fun.
That is. I
Yeah,
like
so
that.
this is great for some people that maybe haven't gone to some of ours around here, which they're very cool. I love them.
But if you want a puppy at the karaoke, canine karaoke,
Yeah.
is that allowed in the museum to
I
carry it
don't
around? You don't
think
want to
that
leave it alone by
have
itself.
the puppies. No, you're going to have to get a little
it's a
babysitter for
newborn.
the puppy when you go visit the museums. You can't bring them with you. But they do forever homes. I don't know if you're a puppy lover, but.
I guess more of a cat person.
Oh,
but
you are? Okay.
yeah.
There you go. Then Cat Depot. They're doing really well on the leaderboard, too.
They are. But as far as bringing your puppy to, maybe a museum, it's going to be on the warm side because they have these, these fur coats that they wear constantly. So it's going to be on the warm side for a lot of people. Looks like we're going to have our temperatures climbing into the low 90s once again. Will we get a cool down for the first day of fall, which happens to be tomorrow?
All right.
I'll let you know.
Thank you, Josh. And also, 'tis the season. Well, if you're looking for that part-time job, that is, to help pay for the holiday shopping, retailers across the country say they're now hiring. We'll tell you which companies on the Suncoast are looking for you. Coming up.
Welcome to the all-new Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice.
Seymour smiles.
Seymour quality selection of new and pre-owned vehicles.
Seymour for your trade.
Seymour Savings.
It's the Buick 2016 model year sale down. Now get 20% below MSRP on select Encore models in stock. That's nearly $5,000 below MSRP on the 2016 Buick Encore.
Seymour now at Seymour Buick GMC on the island of Venice. Go to SeymourBuickGMC.com.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota flooring.
And for a limited time, Minnesota Flooring is offering you unbelievable pricing on tile and laminate. Porcelain tile only $1.59. Ceramic tile 99 cents. And 16 by 16 tile $1.19. Laminate flooring is only 99 cents. But these prices won't last. Don't miss out on these great deals. Hurry into Minnesota Flooring today.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Get ready, college football fans. When you buy a $5 or more Fantasy 5 ticket and enter your team's drawing, you could win great prizes like team merchandise, tickets to your team's games, and other bowl game experiences. You could even win a championship weekend prize pack in Tampa or $10,000 cash. Fantasy 5 from the Florida Lottery. Just imagine.
Get to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today for deals worth celebrating during the Jeep Celebration event. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Wranglers or check out a new Jeep Cherokee priced as low as $19,999. Stop by to see the stylish new Jeep Renegade starting at just $17,699 or drive away in a new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999.